But anyway, I have a recording last time, no. So anyway, let me do that again, okay? For the case of the recordings, no. You can delete, no. You can delete. You can create several repositories, no. At the same time, you can delete the repository by going to the settings, no. You click settings, and then somewhere below, in the danger zone, you have delete this repository, and then you will be asked to type the URL or the name of the repository. By the way, no. You have to do it case sensitive, and my password I forgot. Okay. Okay. Okay, paano? One more. Okay. So now, if you look at my, I only have one repository left. Okay. So for the sake of recording, no, let me do that again. Okay. So anyway, there's so few of you here, so yeah, we can repeat. So let me create a new repository. Now you can have it here, no, new repository. Okay, and then the name is ITC2, or you can say ITC3 if you like, no. That's available. You set it to public and just create repository. Okay, check the attendance again. At this point, it's recommended you just say upload an existing file. Okay, and then go back to your to your downloaded files, the files you've downloaded from W3 Spaces using Notepad, no, and then you drag it there. Okay, and then you click commit. After you wait a while, of course, no, until it's finished uploading all the files to your GitHub resources, and then you commit changes. Now, right away, you are active to your newly created repository. Okay. To activate this or to publish this, you go to settings. I-close ko na muna to, no? Because it's not there. Okay. You go to settings, and then on the right, on the left-hand side, you have pages. Okay. At the source part, no, of GitHub pages, you click this and select main and save. Follow you wait for a while. Okay. Now it states your site is ready to be published at this. No, although it's not published right away, it's just ready. So anyway, you can just open this in a new tab. So it's not open yet. No, you have to refresh. Wait for a while. No, okay. Do you follow? Okay, so now it's present there. Okay, do you follow? So nandyan na. Any questions so far? So let me delete this. No, I'll go to settings because it's already there. I'll go to public and then delete this repository. Now you may have to do this every time you have an update unless you are going to study the video that I have shown there, no? How to synchronize your local files with your GitHub repository. It is a process which allows you to edit your files in your local, no? It's like they're replicated, no? You can save your file in your local folder, and then when you say commit, it will also update your cloud storage in GitHub. You can do that, no? Or for those who have already finished, you can just download your files from W3 and then create a new repository in GitHub and upload it there and publish the website. Okay. So anyway, the instruction is here. No? How to publish your, There's also I've also uploaded a video on how to host a website, a free website using GitHub pages. How to publish the GitHub repository as a okay, as a website. No, as of the moment, GitHub didn't announce. I didn't see any announcement which tells me what is the limit. I don't think there's a limit. The only thing is it's not as easy as it is in W3 schools. Okay, we just went in Langreo and Suarez. Okay. I'm going to check your websites. Huh? What's wrong with today? Where are people not ano? I have announced that we're still going to meet today, right? Last meeting. Bakit ang daming absent? Okay. So you can see it here, no? So, and then there's also an alternate editor. Let me show you the brackets editor to run the sample, the last, okay, the last project that you're supposed to ano. You open the folder, okay, and then okay, I'll open the payroll program, my folder, and then there's a program there called simple payroll. Okay, you just click this and then brackets will open it. You can click this lightning button to do a live preview. Okay, Tabuga did it. I'll check that later. So it will run locally. So this is how you should type your run your payroll program. You can borrow the code from the uh, shopping cart, which I'm going to discuss shortly. No? Jan, for example, Jan is the first. Then day's work is 4. 500 is the daily rate. The deduction is 200. So you say add employee. So now you have a payroll. No? Jan worked for 4 days with 500. So he has a gross pay of 2,000 and you have a deduction amount of 200. So a net pay of 1,800. You can have Peter who worked for 6 days and 500, shall we say 15, and shall we say 600 deduction. You add employee. Then we have Mary worked for 5 days for 520 each. I shall say 550. Then 1,000 deduction. We add employee, so we have this. And then you can delete an employee. For example, we can delete Peter, who is employee number 2. Okay, that updates everything. And we can even clear the payroll if you want to start from scratch. No? So this is, I've done this using brackets. It's, if you look at brackets, no, it's really like also Visual Studio Code, but it's more convenient in this case because you don't have to install a plugin called Live Server. No, it's already built into ano. Okay, you already have a live preview in brackets itself. Okay, any questions? Okay, so that's the sample payroll program which you are supposed to write. That's the last assignment, no? So that's the last assignment that you're supposed to submit. No, on November 3. No, remember, no? So the first assignment is conversion, Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius, meters to feet, feet to meters. The second is the income tax calculator. The details are in Dagler. The third is the computation of factorial. You know how to compute it already. You have done it several times. To compute the sum, the average of the first n numbers. And the last is the simple payroll, the payroll program which I've just shown you. Okay. So we have discussed looping, no? And then randomization. I've shown you my sorting. Okay. And then let's proceed with JavaScript objects. This is the new lesson for today. Any questions? So in C++, you have objects. They're very similar, no? There's a difference, main difference in the way you declare them. Because in JavaScript, you can describe objects on the fly. Okay? Which means it's like an on-the-fly declaration. You can declare it anytime. No? Now, also in C# or even in C++, you will have a separate implementation and declaration. No, you declare the object in the CPP file, or rather HPP file. You declare the object, and then the implementation or the methods will be implemented in the CPP file. You have an HPP and CPP paired yun, di ba? Have you done that already? objects. In JavaScript, you don't do that. You just combine them in one declaration at the same time, also implementation of the functions. Okay. So an object here is like really an object also in C++. It's a representation of a real life object where you'll have the main difference between an array and an object is an array is subscript and value. So you'll have a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, no? So subscript 1, 2, 3, 4, and the value whatever is assigned to it. Now in an object, you don't use a subscript, but you use a property. For example, name, model, and weight, but it also has the same value. It can also have values like name is fiat, model is 500, no? We do that. Okay, do you follow? Now to declare the object, you can use a constant like this, no? Or you can declare it like this, no? Do you follow? Const or var. Okay, const will make it constant, var will make it a variable. Like here we have a constant name person, which the first property is first name with a value of John. The second property is last name with the value of Doe. Third property of age and then color. Okay, so these are called object properties. They have a property name and a property value. Now, properties can also come in functions or objects, object methods, no? So for example, you can say full name. Okay, full names. Here is the full name. This is a method, no? Now this is a little strange, because if you have done C++ programming, you will separate the function implementation in CPP. In here, we don't do that. We just assign a function name. You can repeat it here, no? And then you open, close, and right there, then declare what the function does. You also have a return value. Do you follow? Okay. Now, the this keyword. Have you done this in C++? The this keyword exactly has the same function in C++. Now, during runtime, you may not know the name of the object. You just say this. The particular instance of that object is retrieved as this. No, it's exactly the same this in C++. Any questions so far? Okay. Now, let me show you the examples. The example in shopping carts. We'll have a simple shopping cart. So let's say this. When you buy in Lazada or in but you're all familiar with shopping carts, right? When you go to Lazada or you go to you can do shopping carts or Shopee, no? So you buy sardines, for example, too. You have to indicate the price here. Sardines is about 18 pesos. So the amount, you say add to cart. And then you can show the cart. Okay. For example, I'll add hot dog. 25 each. So add to cart and then show the cart. So I have now sardines worth 36 all. It's a hot dog worth 25 and a total of 61. Okay, they follow. I can clear the cart. Go back to the beginning. Okay, then add again. Toothpaste. 3, 4. Okay. Add to cart. Let's show the cart. Do you follow? Let me look at the code. So in the drop-down box there is an input called a select. Do you follow? It's like an input text, but this time you provide the options, no? Okay. So the options will be value, sardines, and then the label is sardines. Do you follow? These are the different values that you can choose in the combo box. Likewise, the quantity is an input. Okay. The price is also an input with the same ID, and the amount is also the same input with the same ID. But this time, okay, you will have an add to cart button, which will provide a value to the amount which is currently a read only, which means the user cannot type over the input. No? Okay. And then clear cart will call show cart, and it will an on click will call init cart. No, they follow. You'll have a clear cart button, and then show cart will have the show cart element. No? Now at the bottom we have a variable declaration called of an array called cart. Cart this is your grocery, your cart items. It's currently initialized to null, which means there's no item yet. What is cart? Cart is an array of grocery items, or in here we call them CI or cart items. Let's look at add to cart. When you do a C cart, an add to cart, we declare a cart item CI with the following properties. You have an item with initial value of 1, a price of 0, a quantity of 1, and amount. Amount is a method. You can also provide it again here, the name, no? The function name and the amount, so to be consistent. And then you say, you return this dot price times this dot quantity. This is now the example of the this keyword, where during runtime, we don't know what CI is, no? This is just a variable declaration, but the actual instance, we don't know. However, we can call it this. Okay? Now, it's a function, it's a method, no? So since it's a method, it can be called right away using the dot syntax. Okay, ci.item, for example, we get from the input value item desk. ci.quantity, we get from the input value called qty. Price from the input value called, or ID, price. Okay. And then to add an item to the cart, we say cart.push. Okay. It adds an item to the bottom of the cart. Cart.push. Can you see that? Can you see that? No? So if you add a payroll, you say push also to that payroll. Okay. And then we compute the number of items in the cart and show it to the items input and give it a value of cart.length. I think it's a paragraph, no? Input cart.length. Yes, it's an input, no? So anyway, it will have a value of cart.length. How do we show cart? We'll get the length of cart. Remember the cart variable, okay? And we'll do a loop there. We start from 0. Total amount is also 0. You know the syntax, no? C++. This is the initialization. This is the continuation, and this is the body and the repetition. Okay. So the cart text is actually just the paragraph where we just continue to add paragraphs, no, for every item that's shown in the cart. And then later, okay, we are going to show the inner HTML called cart. So, okay, items, and then this is the cart header. There's the cart footer. Cart. It's just no, it's just a paragraph. The cart header is also another paragraph. Okay. The cart header will display the headers, number, items, and so on and so forth. Like this, no? This is the cart header, this is the cart footer, and this is the cart elements. Okay. Any questions so far? No. Okay. So that's about objects and arrays, no? Okay. Any questions so far? Si Suarez ang present. Sino bang bagong dating? Let me check. Kabuga. Why are so many people absent today? They're having exams. Maybe. Landicho. Langreo. Anyway, Suarez, so I've accounted for everybody. Okay. Now, there's another version of the cart, no? We go back to which uses HTML tables. What is a table? A table is a collection of columns and rows, no? We can also have a table. Will have a header. We'll have a body and a footer. Let me show the example, no? That's done in HTML, no? So, for example, we have it here 240. Add the parts. So this is now a table. This is the header. This is the row with columns, number, item, quantity, price, and amount. And this is the footer of that table. Now, for example, we'll add a hot dog. So this is another row in the, okay. Then we'll add toothpaste. You can also delete an item. So say you want to delete an item number 2, which is hot dog. It will get a confirmation. So it deletes it, and then you can even clear the cart if you want to start from scratch. No? Add to cart. So this is now let's look at the source. Now basically, instead of a paragraph, we will be using the show cart item. The delete cart, by the way, the delete item is just a splice, no? At the location, at a given location, no? Item number -1, and we say 1, just delete one item. Okay, that's how to delete it. And then to show cart, we are going to traverse the cart using a for loop. This time we are going to start with a header. Okay, now we are going to create an HTML string here. Okay, T head is a table head. TR is a row in the table head. Okay, and TH is actually a row which will be in header format. Okay, header format TH, no? TH, and then we have one row. So a TH is actually a column in the header. Do you follow? So in here we have one row in the header. TR means table row, and then TH is a column. The first is number, style. The second column is style, quantity, amount, and amount. Okay. For example, if you look, go here now. So this is the header. We have number, item, quantity, and amount, price and amount. Okay. That's what we mean by this. And then after that, we are going to generate, like, instead of using a paragraph, we are going to generate the body of the cart. This time we are using TR. TR means row in the body. No? We call it a string called T body. TR, and TD is a table data. Okay. TR is table row and TD is column. It's not called TC, but it's actually a column. TD means a column in the body. The first column is LN, which is the line number. And then the second is the name of the item in the cart. Cart I.item. The second is quantity. The next is price. And then is the amount value. And then we are going to total the amount by adding it, accumulating it to cart item amount. So that makes the body. Okay, each TD is one column. And then we are going to generate the footer where we will compute the total items and the total amount. So ito yung total items, the cart.length. Okay. And then we say items, so that we say 12 or 4 items. Okay. That's what we have here, no? One item. We'll generate another one. Okay. So we have one, no? So we have 2 items in the cart. Do you follow? So in our source, that's where the footer is, no? Where we have the cart.length. Okay. We have the items, and then we have a blank column. We have a total amount, no? Total amount, no? We have a blank column because we don't have a column here. And then we have a blank column also. No, this is the total amount. Okay. And then header label rather, and then we have the total amount value, which we computed inside the for loop. Okay. We follow itong total amount we computed inside the for loop. And then we are going to get element by ID cart. Cart is although initialized here as a paragraph, no? It's now changed into a table. A table inside a paragraph, no? Do you follow? Any questions so far? So anyway, I have a third option there, no? Which is using HTML to style your table. This is optional, no? You can now start styling the table, no? Take note, no? So I now have simple styles. Okay. Okay, for example, the same way you can delete an item, you can clear the cart. Okay, so I have a different background for my add rows, for my even rows, and I have a different background for my header and footer. Okay, just like a template, you can style this. Let's look at the page. So I have a style tag. No? So that cart means all items ID'd with cart, no, will be applied the styles, no. Now that cart.td, this will apply to all TD and TH of the cart. Do you follow? So which means this will apply to the header, to the data, and to the header, which is TH. And then we have here cart tr nth child. So this is the color of the even row, and this is the color of the odd row. Okay, and the footer, we are going to have a padding. Okay, and we have a th, rather the th, the header. No, do you have something for the footer? Okay. No, a tr, a footer is included, has a tr, so therefore the tr will apply. Okay, do you follow? Any questions so far? So at this point, I have discussed everything, no? Although some of them are discussed very quickly because we're running out of time. But anyway, you can view the source codes in either W3 Spaces or in github.io. Okay, now let me get your, do you have your sample web pages already? I'm going to check this now. Everyone should have their web page. It's either in W3 Spaces or in github.io. Okay, Kabuga. We'll check. Kabuga. Charles.
Sir,
Wala ka pang webpage, no? Kabuga, Charles.
ako sir. Magawa po ako sir.
Make sure you have done it by Monday because I'm going to compute the, by November 5, I'm going to compute the grades and 30% will come from your programs.
Yes sir.
Okay? So, wala pa. How about Labugwen? Have I checked this before? Okay. So meron na, no? And is there an income tax? Yes. Does this work? 3. The factorial of 3 is 1 times 2 is 2, which is 6. 3. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. The average is 6. 6 divided by 3. What's the sum? Okay. The average is 3. And of the average is 3, but what's the sum? The sum, here's the sum, no? The sum of the first 3 numbers is 6. The average of the first 3 numbers is 2, okay? So okay na.
I-edit ko lang po yung button, sir.
Yeah, you have to edit this. So the payroll, shall we do this? A 20. So say 550, 200, add employee. Okay. So B 30, add employee. Can I delete the employee number 2? Now you don't have a total. Labugwin.
Yes po, sir. Ayusin ko pa po yung footer.
Yes. So that you will know the total, no? Can we clear? Okay, so almost done, no? So that's almost done. Let's view the source. Okay. So you see, it's like the cart, okay? It's actually, it's almost identical. But now you look at the payroll. If you look at the payroll object here, no? You have employee payroll. Where's the where's the declaration? Yes, you have 2 methods, no? Gross pay and net pay. Do you follow? First, you compute the gross pay and you use the gross pay in the net pay. That's okay, no? Do you follow? Okay. So I can predict this already because this is like exactly like the shopping cart anyway, no? So that's good, no? That's good already, no? Okay na ako dyan. Labugwen, and then, well, how about Landicho?
Sir, wala pa po.
May web page na? Wala pa, no?
Nag-restart ulit po ako, sir.
Okay. And then, Langreo. Let's look at your, ano. Now, if you run out of attempts or other requests, okay. Okay. Wala pang no calculator. There's an income tax calculator. Okay. Okay. $212 Celsius is 100 Fahrenheit. Diba? Take note, oh, Langreo. Your Celsius is around, no, sorry, 100 Celsius. That's correct. No, I'm sorry. No? So, 1 meter is 3 feet. 3 feet is 1 meter. Okay. So that's, you don't have the income tax yet. This is not done. The simple payroll and at the factorial and sum and average. No? Okay. So anyway, and then we'll have Sensano. Sensano, do you have your page? Okay, so this is the same. This taken from it's okay, no? But where are the assignments? Ito. Wala pa, no? Sensano. Wala pa. Let's look at Suarez. Alin dito ang The latest ba? Suarez is the latest, the correct one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is this done? Now, can you put this in one page? Assignment 1. So that I will not have, it's very difficult to check, okay? Suarez. The conversion. Is that 2 million? Okay. Okay, so wala pang payroll. Does this work? 3. 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. 3. 6. 3. The average of the first 3 numbers is. Where's the home? Ito. There's the home. It's good if you place it above. No? So, ito na lang. No? Almost done. Suarez. Okay. Let's look at Yumang. Yumang, have you done your so web page up? Kasi not all have created yet, okay? Because there are only about 83 attempts yet. So kulang pa.
Yes sir, may webpage na sir, pero yung mga assignments sir ginagawa ko sa ibang W space na sir, kay paubos na yung request ko dyan.
So saan ka nag-create?
Sa ano ko sir, doon sa real life email ko sir, pero depende siya tapos sir, i-upload ko lang dyan
Yeah,
once
you just
tapos.
answer it again, okay? You just answer it
Yes,
again.
ano sir?
You just specify
Ano
the
po?
change the URL in the quiz, no? Because it's still open.
Ay, hindi sir, i-add ko lang din dyan sa website sir since ginawa ko lang doon
Yeah,
sir
yeah. You
para
add it
hindi
in Dagler.
maubos yung ha?
Okay, no? Okay, but you can specify the new URL. The new URL in Dagler so that you don't have to use W3 spaces, okay? Dito sa Dagler, you can provide any other attempt, no? So that I'll just look at the last attempt. Okay? Did you get my point?
Okay sir.
No? Para hindi ka na mag-upload. You don't have to upload to W3 spaces anymore, okay? Okay, so there are many sites, no? I think there's also GitLab and there's Netlify. No? Okay? Netlify, GitLab, and what are you using, Yuma? Anong?
W3 sir.
In the other? Diba you're making a second
W3 din sir, ibang email lang.
ibang email, no? Why don't you try the GitHub, okay? Because in GitHub, you don't have limits. But it's difficult to edit, of course.
Ay,
No?
so,
Anyway, it's up to you.
walang
No?
limit sa GitHub sir.
Walang limit.
Sige sir.
Okay? You can just look at our video, no? I have shown you here. But you just have to, ang mahirap lang doon pag edit. Editing is difficult there. So anyway, you just delete everything and then create a new repository and then publish every time you do it. That's the easiest way, no? Do you follow? You delete your repository,
Yes po sir.
upload the whole set of pages and publish. That's the easiest way. No, for now that we don't have time. It's the same thing, no? It's not difficult to upload a few files, no? Less than 10 files, it will be easy to upload, okay? So anyway, yeah. Do you have any other questions? So as of now, there are still people who haven't created their web pages, no? Kasi 85 attempts, there's 100 plus of you here. Okay, so about 15 or 20 people still haven't created their website. Okay. We'll still meet, no? Next meeting na lang, no? Because there's so many absences today. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. If you have questions, no? Final, because next meeting will be our very last meeting for the semester before our test. Okay. So I'll upload the recording here, no? Anyway. So I'm sad that so few people attended, and maybe there are important reasons, but it's okay. We'll see you next meeting, everyone. Okay. Goodbye for now, no? Thanks for coming. Okay. Thank you. Anyway.